In this video, the original 3 flags of flag theory and how you can implement these flags for yourself. Now, the image in front of you is the cover of the Perpetual Traveler book by Dr. W.G. Hill, PT, Perpetual Traveler. Some of you are already going to be familiar with this book, and for others, I'll be introducing this book to you for the first time. Now, this is one of the most life-changing books you'll ever read. There are some books that give you incremental knowledge, most business books, and there are other books that change your entire perspective on life. And this is one of the few books that did it for me. Now, if you Google flag theory, right, and we go to the Wikipedia page, what is a perpetual traveler? What is a PT? Funny how flag theory redirects to PT. A perpetual traveler, also known as a prior taxpayer, a permanent tourist, a PT, it has many definitions, is a person who bases different aspects of their life in different countries without spending too long in any one place, under the belief that they can reduce taxes, avoid civic duties, and increase personal freedom. Okay? And, this tells you the 5 flags of flag theory, and you can read about them here. But I think it's really important to go back to the original book and get things from the original source, because we get so much aggregated knowledge from, random articles in Wikipedia. So we're going to look at the original source in this video. But basically, the updated 5 flags is to minimize government interference and maximize privacy, to have each of the following in a separate country: passport and citizenship, legal residence, business base, asset haven, and playgrounds. Okay? And I really like this line. In 1995, financial commentator Bob Beckman commented about his residence in Monaco. A long time ago, I was told the most efficient way for any individual to handle his affairs was to work in one place, keep his money in a second place, and live in a third place. I live in Monaco. I don't work here. My money is placed elsewhere, but managed from here. Got it? So this is the 5 flags, and in this video, I want to go over the original 3 flags and how to implement them for yourself. So I have a copy of the full book here, and if you're in our LATAM Insiders group, I'll be able to send you a copy of this book. So what we're going to do is just Google 3 flags, and we're going to go to the mention of it. And you'll notice that there's only one direct mention of the original 3 flags in the entire book, and you can find this on page 9, which reads as followed. About 20 years ago, I put the concept of PT into a mini book I called How to Keep Your Money and Your Freedom. 3 flags was the way I described the need to have a second passport, a safe haven for your assets outside your own country, and a legal residence in a tax haven. Over the years, I wrote many newsletter segments about what I eventually came to call PT, right? This is some of the history of the movement. It was also at that time that I first met Bill Hill, and with him expanded the 3 flags to 5. We included a place of business and playgrounds. A consistent purpose in life is also one of the goals of true PT. With the help of Bill Hill and others, I think I've discovered one answer to the question of how to live life to the fullest. Best wishes. Okay, so to summarize one more time, the 3 flags are a second passport, a safe haven for your assets, and a legal address in a tax haven. And throughout the LATAM Launchpad course, throughout your mentorship with My Latin Life, we're going to help you set up the 3 flags and, of course, the 5 flags as well. And this is really what separates a digital nomad from a perpetual traveler or a global citizen or a sovereign individual, whatever you want to call it. Because you can be a digital nomad by just booking a flight to Bali and eating some noodles. What we're talking about here, this flag setup, is something much more profound. You will be much more internationalized, much more diversified, and you'll ultimately be less anti-fragile. Okay? So, second passport, safe haven for your assets, legal address in a tax haven. In future videos, we'll expand on all these concepts, including how to get a second passport, how to safe haven your assets, how to implement asset protection, and how to get a legal address in a tax haven. You probably first heard about My Latin Life on Twitter or through the podcast, where we talk all the time about how to get residencies in Latin America. And that really is fundamentally addressing this idea of how to get a legal address in a tax haven and also how to get a second passport. So hopefully that sheds some light on flag theory, on the idea of being a perpetual traveler, where this idea originally came from, and we'll be expanding in more detail upon these concepts in future videos.